Hi everyone, I'm Sandra Younger. Welcome to today's episode of JTV Extra. I can't believe it's already June 27th. It's almost July. That is insane. I just can't believe it. But this is going to be a very interesting necklace. It is the Twine shall meet. Get the joke? The Twine, because this particular necklace, it has like one part of it has like two sides, and then you bring them together, and then it makes that really cool bail. The platform, if this is your first time here, welcome to the show. You can ask questions, leave comments, and hit that heart button if you see or hear anything that you like or love. And we have the products on the right-hand side, so if you want to shop any of the products on today's show, you can click on them, get more information, and it toggles back and forth. So if my screen gets small, you could just click on it, and it just pops right back up. Let's see, anything else? Oh yeah. Brilliant Cash. If you don't know about Brilliant Cash, then let me tell you all about Brilliant Cash. It's really cool because if you've never purchased anything on JTV and you just buy something, go to the website, buy something, and you get a $40 credit. So on your next purchase, you just get $40 off. And then also on your birthday, you get $20. On the anniversary of your first purchase, let's say you buy something today, and then like next year on this same day, you'll get a $20 credit. And also the Sparkle Ambassador Referral Friend. Now that is really cool. You get $25 for every friend that you refer, and your friend gets $25. So that's really cool. 1% back on all purchases. And if you have the preferred card, you get 2% back. And get this. Returning customers after 365 days get $30. That's like amazing. So if you haven't purchased anything in over a year and you're back, you could buy something and get a $30 credit towards your next purchase. That is amazing. So let's talk about the items on today's show, and then we'll get to my favorite, the customer slideshow, and then we'll get to the project. So let's take a look at the show products. Okay, so the first two items, they're separate. Like the one's a little bit bigger than the other, but it's the stainless steel tube beads. And let me tell you guys, it says that they're round, but I think they are definitely square. So just for your information, in case you buy them and you say, hey, you said they were round, but these are square. So look at that. Really nicely made stainless steel tube beads. And each set comes with 4. And let's see, we have next we have these really cool open jump rings. You get 6 different styles, and you get 260 of them. Let me just show you on this bracelet here. I forgot that the bracelet on the bottom, I forgot to put my jump ring on, so it was really easy just to come in, open it, and get it right on there. So perfect. So those are, and plus, everybody needs rings. We always need findings. I mean, who among us does not need like a ton of different kinds of findings? And so let's see what we have next. Oh, the leather, the bolo cord, and the 1.5 millimeter Kanza leather. Beautiful color. I love that Kanza. But the bolo cord, in case you've missed any of the lessons that I have done on bolo cord, on June 6th, I have a lesson from a couple of weeks ago, May 9th, and then back to December 21st of 2023. There is a lesson there as well. And you can access all these lessons from my website, because I get a lot of people saying I can't find them, but I have links that, I try to keep all the shows in one place so that you can easily find them in case you buy the products and, you just want to go back and refresh, whatever it was that I taught that day. And the next item is my favorite tool of all time, which is the Knotty-Do-It-all. And we have 2 sizes available. We have our travel and we have our large board. And each kit comes with hardware, instructional DVD, ebook, but everything, you get a password to all the online lessons. And there are so many lessons online. I mean, I've lost count. There's like over 50 or 60, and then plus, all the different JTV projects that I've done. But it's made out of a beautiful, like a hardwood. It's got the rulers imprinted in both centimeters and inches. and the large board has like these wells. And in this, what I'm doing here is I'm using the board as a counterweight, because when I do my knotting, as you can see here, which I teach, super fast, easy. I'm using the board as a counterweight. And but one cool thing is you could change it up. So in this case, I'm using it to make a multi-strand, which will be a component. But I've got so many different lessons for the multi-strand in itself. And look at these beautiful finishing knots. I mean, this is just amazing. So you can like take your work to the next level. So that is the, our beautiful boards in a nutshell. And, if you're wondering, well, what kind of stringing material do I need? Is it just leather? The answer is no. You can use waxed cord, nylon, Chinese knotting cord, tie wax cord, silk, bolo. I mean, if it's stringing material, and maybe I wouldn't go any thicker than me, but you know what? I take that back, because you can just, if you can get it on the board, then you can make any kind of anything with it. So so that is the board, and we'll be seeing the customer slideshow in just a couple of minutes, and you can see the different beautiful things that people are making with this tool. It just blows my mind every time I see something that somebody make, because everyone puts their own twist on things, and they just bring their own creativity, and it's just truly, truly amazing. Isn't that just like the best? How many of you just absolutely love your board? I cannot go a day without it. And one thing that, this is really weird. One thing you could actually do with it, you could put a peg on each of the farthest corners and flip it over and make like a table. Because a couple of weeks ago, I needed like a display table for something. And I thought, oh, what? And this board just happened to be the right size. So get that. You could put make a little table out of it and then put a cover on it. It's like insane. But my favorite part is the customer slideshow. So brace yourselves, because we've got some really cool things here. Okay, our first bracelet here. This is really cute. This is like so 4th of July. Rhonda in Colorado sent this in. And one thing I thought was really interesting are the details. Okay, so you've got, it looks like a cotton cord for the base, but those coil knots are leather. So I just thought that contrast was really interesting. And I like the just the macrame beads on the outside, and the just the overall like color combination. Plus, look at those little dangles. I think I've got like a slide here that has like the detail. So I think this is really, really nice. Perfect for the 4th of July. And then next, Laura Lee. Okay, this one, this is so cool, guys. You're not going to believe this, but check out this cool necklace that can turn into a bracelet. But for the first time in the history of me doing my show, we have got a handsome male model. And look at this. This bracelet, I mean, it could be like for a man or a woman, but look at that. I really think that's so cool. And that hook, that anchor clasp is just like really, really cool. And then next we have a Michael from California. And Michael sent me an email and said that they couldn't be on the show today, but I just thought this necklace was just really spectacular. And God, okay. So Michael said that the beads was a knotted silk, and that she had like quadruple the silk. And let me see if I can remember everything. Oh, and she said that the macrame binding knots really came in handy, because that's what she used to attach those tassels onto the end of the deer suede lace. This looks like a lot of work. And the bead on top there, she said she got at JTV. So this is really, and we have another picture here that shows, well, that is so cool. Look at that. So thank you, Michael, for this beautiful, and it looks like a very labor intensive. I mean, there's just so many like different techniques going on here, but it came out really, really nice. And I can see that that Michael also used that backward technique for the bail. And one thing, I had asked her, because I noticed that the ends were like trimmed, and she said that she used GS hypo cement because she didn't want any melt marks, but and then I explained that, you don't get those melt marks from silk, so it's a good idea that you did use plenty of GS hypo cement. And this is so pretty, guys. Check it out. The detail on that macrame is just incredible. I mean, this bracelet is so pretty. I want to make one. Those pearls look like they're side drilled, but look at the detail on the top. Those beads that are macrameed opposite. This is so pretty. Cry me a river. I love it. And another one from Michael. This one is crocheted, and she said that it was around 56 inches long, and that the button was a button that, I don't know, there was like it was very old button that had some kind of special meaning. But look, this is so pretty. And I can see it's got like those are called, the red beads, oddly enough, they're red, but they're called African white hearts because the inside of them are, it's like a white, because I think it's like, it's a glazed ceramic, but this one is really beautiful. This totally looks like something that I would make and something that I would wear. I love it. And okay, here we are again, a different necklace, same awesome model. And the little hook, so here's a different combination of one of the styles that Laura Lee made. And then we have it as a bracelet. Golly, that is one thing I really like about making like something that's like a multiple of my wrist size, especially so that way you could wear it as a bracelet and as a necklace. But this is just, this is too cool. I just love that anchor, Laura Lee. It's so pretty. And then next we have this beautiful knotted necklace from Olivia in South Dakota. Wow. Look at that. That is so pretty. And she said that it could be worn long or doubled. And she said that it was kind of tricky getting the that toggle like knotted in front, but I don't know. She did it and it looks like awesome. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And here's another one from Laura Lee. Let's see what we have. Okay, that looks like Riverstone. God, it's just so pretty. I just love the detail in the macrame, just how it's just different. Like not the whole bracelet is like just the stone. It has that bit of interest on the end there. Very, very beautiful. And here's a close-up of that bracelet, just so you guys get an idea. Oh my! And look at those the bead caps. Girl, I'm going shopping with you. Because I swear you have the best like little like accent beads like that. I mean, I think even if I tried looking for them, I could not find them. So beautiful. Anyway, guys, that concludes our customer show for today. And if you have anything you would love or like to submit, my email address is theknotty-do-it-all@gmail.com. Well, wasn't that like amazing? And, I want to thank everyone that has joined the show. I see like some familiar names. I see Tess Barr. I see she's an amazing singer. If you guys haven't heard of Tess Barr, you need to hear that woman's voice. We got Pat from New York, Adair. Oh my goodness. Ella, let's see who else we got. We got Chatty. I was teasing Michael because I was like, you know what? You just don't want to be on the show while people are admiring your work. But she said that she couldn't be with us today, so we will miss her because I don't think she's ever missed a show. She said that since the show started, she's been here, but she had some situation. But anyway, let's get to today's project. So, all right, let me do some explaining. Okay, I don't even know where to begin. Okay, so this necklace, okay, this part here is like after I knotted it, these are two separate pieces, and then I brought them together, which, that's, fair enough. That's understandable. But I'm going to just take you through the steps. And it's actually pretty easy. It's just mostly knotting, macrame, and then a multi-strand. So let me, let's just do this. I did half of it already. So let me, so the first thing you want to do is, let me turn this around here. And I got something under my board. Let's see, we are going to make this little part right here, okay? That multi-strand part. And one thing that you don't want to forget to do is you need 2 wire-wrapped little segments. And I'm not going to show wire wrapping. I'll do it if we have time towards the end of the show, but what you'll need is I just took one of the 8mm beads that I used for the necklace, and I wire wrapped it on here. And then I took a little tiny a rondelle, which is like I don't know, I think it's pyrite, not pyrite, hematite. And then it's one of the matching ones here. And I mostly did this because I just wanted a little bit of interest. I could have just done it directly onto the leather, but I didn't want to. I just wanted to make it look interesting. So the little multi-strand section, so let's get our 2 beads here, because we are going to have to put that into one of the loops. So 3 inches apart. So it could be anywhere on your board. It just, count 3 over. So here we have 1, 2, 3 right there. And I'm going to put this guy in here, and then I'm going to wrap once around. And you know what? I have a little trick to save you some leather, because I had like a piece of leather, and then I thought, oh, I have to cut it here so I could cut my, the parts off for the coil knots. But if you have a piece of leather, I'll tell you what you can do. So that way you don't waste. So just get this as close to the edge right there, because you do need a little bit of leverage. So you just wrap around and clip it. Now on this side, take this side off, and then feed on your 2 wire wrap beads. And on this side, we also need our clasp. So I'm going to get that on there. Hi, Kathy. Robin is with us. Let's see. So this has to get, what am I doing? Okay, that one will go here. This one, you have to get those things into the bend. So I'm going to just wrap this here and then tie that. See that? So these beads, after I put the coil knots here and here, they will be in the bend. Okay, so what I do with this piece of leather, I just cut the part that I need off the end, so that way I can salvage as much leather as possible. So about 6 inches of the leather, and this is the Kanza. And it's a 1.5 millimeter, and it has a slippery feel, so you definitely want to make sure and put some kind of adhesive. And I like this GS Hypo Cement. So I'm going to come in here, and with one of the pegs, I'm going to make a coil knot. And you can make it as many wraps as you want, but I'm going to do a triple. And let's see, I'm going to get, and you can kind of adjust it if one side is a little bit short, because it's held in place so well, you can just slip this side in here, and then the other side goes in the other way. So let's just do this. You guys are familiar with this knot, right? One of my, I always say, oh, that's my favorite. Oh, no, that's my favorite. I always have a favorite. Okay, so I'm going to get my GS Hypo Cement, and oh no. Okay. Ugh. This tube has been working pretty well without that little thing. I just kind of squeeze it. And I don't know. I kind of like this. I don't know what happened to that little thing, but and you just get just get a generous amount, and try to make sure that the glue is let me see if I can like give you an idea of how much you need. You just want to get enough on there. Let's see. You don't want to skimp, but you don't want to put too much. Just kind of dab it. Can you see that? See that? So, and then what I do is I slide the knot. See, you don't want to tighten this knot yet because you want it to be loose, because you want to slide it over the glue. See that? And then tighten. Perfect. Very nice. And now we are going to do the same thing on this side. So we're going to take 6 inches off our little end here, cut, and ideally, see how the glue kind of like squishes through the knot? That is what you want to look for. And it works so well. Hands, I know, right? Let's see. Oh yes, my favorite glue ever. You know what? It's a good glue. I just have issues with its what's the word? With its help me guys. You know, the way its delivery. But you know, right now it seems to be working, and miraculously it's been like that, kind of like weird like this for a couple of weeks. And it hasn't like dried out or like turned inside out or anything weird. So I don't know. Maybe I'm onto something. So I'm gonna put a good old blob of this stuff. But you know what? I always, oh my God, I like the way it smells. Don't sniff it. I think it has acetone on it because I got it on my nails and it just kind of disintegrated my nail polish. So if you are concerned about your beautiful nails, then just make sure and don't get it around your fingernails. Okay, so now what I like to use to trim the leather off, if you're like, know me, I like using the guara. What's guara? I want guara. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to cut all and you know what, having it, just pretend like maybe 5 or 10 minutes has passed, but you know, we don't have that luxury right now. So I'm just going to come in here and I like to cut in really close. You know what, I'm going to take this off so I can show you just how cool these. Just buy the cheap ones, guys. Don't buy any. Don't think you need anything fancy. So you just come in here and just get a nice close cut. And one thing that you can do is you could take a Sharpie or like a permanent marker that's the same color and like dab it on there. And I kid you not, it's like an illusion. People will not know how you did this. So just come in here and cut and do the same thing on this side. All right, and one more. Perfect. So when you do your little component, you should have something that looks like this. And the guara sounds cool. Huh. Okay, so we got this part done, and this is going to be our other side. So what do I have going on here? Why do I have this? I don't know. But the next thing we will do, so let me grab my thing with beads. Where did it go? There's a lot going on here. Okay, 'cause what I want to show you next is how to how I attach this. So what I did was, you know what, I've got so much stuff here, but do you guys see like a strand of beads with thread on it? Okay, I can't find it. So you take about a yard. Let's get about a yard of thread and let's cut this off. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this yard of thread, I'm going to fold it in half, and I do this knotting with a doubled thread. And the interesting thing about this one, it's not twisted, so you don't need a knotting awl, to do the knotting, which is really, really nice. Okay, so I'm going to get this bead here. I'm going to feed these cords on. And I'm going to pull about maybe like 4 inches or so. And then I'm going to attach this using a moose knot. So let's get that clipped in there. And if you're not familiar with the moose knot, let me clean this up a bit. It's let me get a different peg. This is a really cool knot. So you just, and since the cord is a little bit thin, it's really handy to use the needle. So I put both of these cords in back of the peg, and then I just hold the needle like at an angle, just like this, and then I wrap around. So here's 1 and 2. And I'm gonna show you a cool little thing that I think you guys are gonna like. Let me just get this on and pull this through. Tighten, kind of squeeze it to make it like as nice looking as possible. And then on the top, just kind of scoot it down. And then you're going to just pull and slide it all the way to the top. Okay. And then what I do, let me untangle myself, is I take a leadered needle. And if you do not know what a leadered needle is, it is here. Let me grab one right there. It's a loop of fishing line with a needle on it. And what I use this for, and you got to use a fishing line because it's very thin, because that fishing line is going to go into this fold. And I kid you not, you can get beads on cord that you just thought there's no way this is going to fit. I'm never going to get it on. I mean, it doesn't work in like every single case, but in most cases, it is like, oh, it is the best. So what I do is I put that fishing line on, and you have to make like a double knot, not just a single because it'll slip, just like wrap it around your fingers twice and then like tighten it. And see that? So what I have, let me get this, is the leadered needle and that bend right there on the cord. So you don't have a lot going on. And that's really important. So the next thing I do is I string on some beads. And one of the neat things about the needle being like stick straight, oh, I just love this. It just makes stringing all the beads on just so much faster. So you could just like take like chunks of beads like this and just go like straight through, just like that. And this is particularly useful, oh my goodness, when you're working with itty bitty beads. Because sometimes, I don't know, those little tiny beads are like, they're tough. So there you go. This is on. Okay, I'm going to show you this cool little tip here. And let's get this all the way down. And okay, when I do my knotting, I showed it a little while ago. I like to do it like kind of like backwards, like towards me. And one thing, see, if your cord, this is not a twisted cord. Really important. This is so cool too. If the cord does not have twisting, guys, you do not need a knotting awl because it's not going to get like, the knot won't get twisted, which means that if you're making necklaces like malas or just anything long and knotted, if you use like any kind of cord that doesn't have any twists, you could do it so much faster. And I could do 100, I could perfectly knot 100 beads in 10 minutes. So think about that. I can make a mala in less than like 15 minutes. It takes me less time to make like a mala than like a macrame bracelet. But what I want to share with you, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip this on here, just anywhere, just to get like, you know, see how it's like, it's got like pull. If you're like real heavy-handed like I am, you can use the cleat, because I know that some of you that have the bead crochet lesson, I have that cleat, and you just wrap your cord around there and you pull. And because sometimes when I'm in production mode, I just get like intense. So that really helps like keep things stabilized. But what I want to show you here, which is really cool, Have you ever like made the mousse knot, made the little the knot, and you melted it, and it's kind of wonky. The knot is kind of in the way, but you know, and you're just like, I wish. What do I do about it? Well, I'm going to show you. Let's zoom in here. Ooh, let's get that. Okay, so what I do is I have my cord like this. Make sure that it's nice and tight. Ooh, thank you, Pat. 30 minutes. Okay, I think we're doing good on time. So what I do is I come in. Oop, where am I? Cut right there. Okay. Now, watch this. Can you get, am I like, I need a bigger, let me scoop my board over. Okay. See that? Kind of put it at an angle like this. Get your lighter. And then you're going, okay, get a bead close by. This is like the tip of the day. So you're going to come in here, melt that, put it straight, and then push the bead. So what happens is that melt spot, instead of being like a ball, see how it has like formed around the bead, and it's so perfect. Isn't that like a cool tip? That's my tip of the day. I think it's like fantastic. So isn't like, yeah, like, wow. Okay, so, okay, let's see. You may renew the notification for the email from Sandra. Oh, yeah. Oh, if you're missing the emails that I send out, just, or if you have an email, like if you updated your email addresses, let me know. So that way you don't miss a show, because I do send out a, like a reminder for every show. My workspace always looks like this. Okay, so then when I do my knotting, this is how I do it. Some of you might not be familiar. And I heard like someone, just a couple of comments ago, that they're having trouble with knotting. Okay, it's really easy. Okay, this is how you do it. You have your cord right here. Just to make it easy, just flip it over like this, right at the very top of the bead, and then just bring it under and over. See, right at the very top, see that? And then you just slide it back towards you. And then you take the next bead and then you tighten. Let me see if I can zoom in and show this. Okay. Okay. Okay, so here's the bead. Just flip it over. See that right at the very top? And just tuck everything under. And then you could do a couple of things. You could use this bead, just bring it all the way down and tighten. Yeah, right, Prince? It made like a bead cap. So then you just keep going. And if you want your knots to be extra tight, see that? Okay, because I tell you, who does not want like their knots to be extra tight? So what you can do is after every knot, you just come in here and you can just like tighten this a little bit more. And that will guarantee that your beautiful knot is as tight as possible. Because let me tell you, there's nothing worse than like over time, you start to get gaps. And guys, let me tell you, the cause of the gaps, it's 95% of the time, it's not because the cord's stretched. It's because the knots weren't tight enough. Because if you think about it, if you make a necklace and the knots are loose and you're like, oh, it looks beautiful, I love it. And then you wear it for like, let's say a couple of months later, you know, because of the weight of the necklace, it's pulling it down, the knots start to get tighter. Guess what happens? You get those gaps in between, you know, the bead and the knot. And, you know, so many people think that it's because the cord stretched. I've been doing this for a long time, and I've noticed that it's because the knots weren't tight enough. So I guess the point is, from the get-go, you want those knots to be as tight as possible. So, okay, this is a waxed braided cord. See that it's not a. It's let me see if I can zoom in so you can see the texture of it. See that it's not twisted. It doesn't have like let's see, let me get a cord here that's got like plies in it. Okay, so see how this one, it's got that twisting in it. So as long as it like like leather will work using this technique. Let's see what else. Just anything. Just look at your cords, and then you'll be able to tell. So, and then I'm gonna do this flip thing again. And so what I did was let me come in here, tighten this down. So I did 14 of these guys. So let me get my necklace over here. Okay, so this is our example. And here is the necklace. Okay, so I did one strand with 4. Do I have my 2 strands here? Do I need to finish this one, or do I have it done? No, let me keep. Let me just finish this one, and then it's gonna be the second half of the other necklace because it's really fast. I'll just show you just like how fast I actually do this. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And I'm just going to do this like I normally would. And then I think one more. Is that right? Always count like 2 or 3 times because I made a necklace yesterday and I was so bummed out because I didn't count twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. See, I did it again. Okay, I'm gonna do this like pronto. Put this in here, and I'm gonna do it. Okay. And one nice thing about this technique is you could just string a ton of beads on, measure twice, not once. You know what? I'll count something, and right after, immediately right after I counted it, I forget. If it's like 32 beads, and I'm just like, was that 31 or 32? I always do that, so I'm sure I'm not the only one. So see how this is pretty fast. I mean, it goes by really, really quick. Let me get a little more cord. Yeah, you know what? I actually took a woodworking class, and that was really fun. But that guy did say measure twice, cut once. I missed that class. That was really fun. But the reason I didn't become a carpenter was because it was so messy. Oh my goodness. It was like so messy. Okay, so I'm going to come in here and tighten, pull. Okay, so now I've got this part, and I'm going to cut this part off. Where are my scissors? Okay, there we go. Cut. And I know a couple of shows ago I told you guys about the, on my website I have a lesson on how to construct this very handy block. This one is about, let me see. It's about 2 inches, but there's a video, and this actually ended up being really, really handy, and you'll see me using it in just a moment for just like holding like odd things. So let's turn this around, and then the other thing you want to take your blue beads, and you're going to do exactly the same thing except on the ends. You're not gonna put like any kind of mousse knot. You're gonna leave like maybe like a 9 or 10 inch like tail ends. So okay, so here we go. Let's do this. Okay, what did I do something? See, I'm so confused. Okay, so okay, so this is, oh my gosh. Okay, so this is this part of the necklace. This one is this part of the necklace. Okay, so now it's taking shape. There we go. Now this one is going to go over here. Okay, so let's put that on. And am I making sense? So this, the way I attached that one, that shorter strand was, I used this macrame, this backward macrame, which I'm also going to use for the bail work in front. But this is interesting. So I'm going to clip this. This is so useful. I'm just going to come in and just like clip that just to hold it because it's awkward. And I'm going to come in here Okay, we're going to get a couple of clips set up. One here and one there. And then now we have to start like tweaking this. So I want the measurement to match, where'd it go? This side. So you just like hold it up and I just kind of eyeball it. This has to be a little bit longer. See how nice that is? It just like really holds it. Okay, so it's got to be longer. Yes. So to make it longer, you just kind of like loosen it up a bit. Okay, let's see that one. Or the other thing you can do is you could use like a caliper. Now it's got to be shorter. Oh my goodness. You'll get it. That looks good. I'm just going to do it right there. And if your like cord is like, if this is like awkward, real easy solution, just get like a scrap of cord and this wrap it around one of the beads like that and then clip it. Because all we need is to get that tension. Ooh, look at that. It's perfect. So now what I do is with, is it this one? Let me see. I've got a bunch of like threads around here with stuff. Is it this one? Okay, this is the one. So what I do is I took a thinner cord, because sometimes I use this same cord to do the macrame with, but in this case, I'm using a thinner cord, and this is the Eslon Fine, because I wanted it to be kind of delicate. So I'm switching to a different cord here. So when you start, okay, you're going to start with a top. Let's do this, a top, and then you're going to come in and just do it nice and like tight. Okay, so there's a top, tighten it. Let's scoot these down. And then you're going to do a bottom, and then another top and another bottom, because you want those 4 initial macrames right in here to be nice and tight. So there's a bottom. Okay, wait a minute, top, bottom. Okay, so the nice thing is if you mess up, it's easy to get these off. So now this has got to, okay, top, bottom, top, and then a bottom. Oh, these are 8mm beads. And okay, I'll tell you in just a second. Okay, I used, on each of the sides here, okay, there's 14 on the left side, 14 on the right side, like this, not including the wire wrap bead. And then here I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15. So there are 15 8mm beads on the second row. And then when I come back down, that's when I start feeding those beads on. Always on the top, because it makes it easier. So I'm going to try to do this quickly so we don't run out of time. Okay, I'm just going to do this. Top, bottom. See how when you switch to a thinner cord, it's just it's more delicate, and sometimes you want that. I need to put my top. Oh yes, top, bottom, and then when you do your top, it's so much easier because see how the beads just like slide down. Because if they're coming up from the bottom, it's just it's more work. So this just makes it easier. And then let's get that in there. And then I just keep going top until I get to the base. Let me see if I can speed it up. Let's see. Oh, 17 minutes. Oh my goodness. Oh, let me hurry. Dun, 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 dun. Maybe, you know what? I'm just going to do a few more because I don't want to run out of time. So if you guys just get the idea of like how this is done, is it cool? You won't feel lost if I just cut this part short because I want to get to the bail part. which is pretty much the same, except this, the bail is a little, maybe a little bit different in that, you know, I'm just gonna I'm gonna stop there because I don't want to run out of time, but just go all the way down and till they meet. And let me give you the distance here just so, let me get a ruler. Let me see, what do I have? I'll use this. So this part is about, let me measure. It looks like it's about 1.75 inches. So I'm going to pretend like this part is done because I need a longer show. I need like, but you know what would happen if the show was longer? Let's say it was an hour and a half, and then I'd need an even longer show, so it would be just like out of control. So that's why. Okay, we're just going to pretend like this part is done all the way down because, okay, take this out. Okay, so your necklace is going to start taking shape. So here we have a mess. Let me get this off. Okay. So here we have this part. Let me scoot out. You see that? So the last thing we need to, oh, this is so cool. See how it just suddenly it seems like the necklace part just appeared. Let me scoot this over. So here we have it. And the next thing we need to do is put the pendant on. Wow, isn't that cool? Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm gonna get my pendant, and it kind of helps if the bail is like smooth inside, but I really like this pendant. So maybe I can like try cleaning it up a little bit, because sometimes you can get that gunk out if you just kind of squish it around. Okay, so what I do is I'm going to come in here, and these two cords, this is a side-facing bail, so I'm going to feed the cords in that way. So this one will go in this way, and then this other one will go in the other way. And I'm going to do basically the same thing, except I'm going to attach this onto the board. Let's do this. Let me clean this mess up, guys. Okay, so here's the necklace, and I'm going to just put it like tight all the way, and then I'm going to come in here, flip it around, and use that very, very handy block of cork. And then you could take a couple of like pins and stick it in. See that? Oh my goodness. Yeah, this design is really, really nice. Okay, so now we got to start like backtracking here. So see how I have them, I pulled them together, bring these cords, and now we have to like start making that space. But keep your eye on these two knots just to make sure that they're even, like on both sides, because you don't want to mess it up. And how long did I make this? Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm just gonna take this and use it as a guide. I'm gonna come in and pull these back. Let's see. And you get the neat thing is, if you like, oh, I ran out of beads, the thing is you could always add more. I mean, if you run, okay, that looks about right there. So that's one cool thing about the macrame part, is you could always add more beads. But just keeping them aligned is like, so right there. Don't you move. Stay. I'm going to clip this right there. Oh, perfect. And then these guys, let's see, we can like find a way to hold them in a million ways, just like I did before. Like you could put a scrap of like thread. Like let's get a scrap. There are lots of scraps here. Okay, so See that? It just anywhere. Let me zoom out so you can see what I'm doing. See that? It just, you hold it, stick it on there, and it's perfect right there. So now I'm going to get the my piece of cord that has the bail stuff. Ooh, I got 10 minutes. I think I'm going to make it. So I'm going to come in here and do the same thing. And like I mentioned earlier, I could have used this same cord, but I wanted something a little more delicate. And, uh-oh, it is tangled. Hang on. Whoa, untangle. What on earth happened here? Oh my. Okay, let's get this untangled. Uh-oh, okay, there it goes. It is misbehaving. Oh yeah, think about it. You could also do a different color. Let's say you want a little bit of red. And I've seen some, I think Adair does that. She does some like really cool, like little things like that. So I'm gonna come in here and just do basically the same thing. I'm gonna do a top, bottom, top, bottom. So there's top, bottom, a top, and a bottom. And those are really important that you do like at least 4 because it just helps give it a really nice grip. And let's see, what else can I say? Like this particular, you could use this on cotton, but just make sure if you're using like Michael necklace, she had used silk, but she didn't want melt spots. But when I explained to her that silk doesn't melt, she was like, oh, yeah. She's like, I don't even know why I said that. So if you're not familiar with like stringing materials, anything that melts, and don't, unless you've purchased the item like many times, do not believe what the label says, because one time I bought a spool of silk and it ended up being like a nylon or a polyester, and one time and vice versa. So I always test it with a lighter. Just get like a little get back. Woo. Okay. Just get a lighter to it, and if it melts into a hard ball, it is synthetic. If it doesn't melt, it turns to soot or ash. It's usually like a synthetic. Okay, let's get this on. Let's see. Yes, knotty thread. Yes, it is knotty thread. Knotty. But I really like this style of bail. I just think it's so cool. And I mean, one of these days I'll get into like some of the nitty gritty, because there's some like other things you can do. Because one thing that I've done in the past, which is, I tell you, it is, oh my God, how many more minutes? I got time. I can keep talking. It's more work, but you could actually put like beads in the middle, but you'll have to slide the beads on, put the pendant, put your leader needle, go back through the bead. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, because it's just extra work. But okay, so then I'm going to come in and just kind of like adjust. Okay, now I'm going to come in for the last few. And make sure that when you do the last ones, you also do like a bunch of them, like a bundle, just to get them nice and like super tight. Oh, look at that. This is looking good. Looking good. Okay. And I try to go as close up to those knots as possible. Let's see. That's good. That's perfect. Well, maybe I should go one more. I'm going to go one more. Because, you know. All right. One more. Okay. I'm going to tighten it. Now, you definitely want one of these guys, because this thread is so like tiny, and there's too much going on to use a lighter. So I'm going to come in here and tap that. And I'm going to come in this side and Wozer, tap it down. Oh, we're done. Wow, I can't believe it. In this part right here, okay, I don't like melting it. I just like to cut it as close as possible because then it makes it like a really like, you know, like just a melt spot. And it's not, if you did this tight enough, it will not fall apart because I used to think, oh, I need to do that like for extra measure, but it was not necessary. So let's see what we have here. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Let's clean up the mess. Ta-ta. And this is just like basically like a foundation. If you tuned in late, just ignore that because I didn't want to run out of time. So I kind of like didn't do that part. But some of the variations that you can do, like if you make this side longer, you can make this side shorter. It all depends on how long you want your necklace. And another thing that I could have done here, but I could still do it, is I could put chain on this end so that way I could wear it even longer or shorter if I want. So that is, look at this. Now we've got 2 of these really cool necklaces. Ta-ta. Let me see, is there anything that I missed? Any questions? Let me scroll back through because I want to make sure and answer everyone's questions regarding this. I kind of make, yes, let me see. I just want to say thank you guys. And remember some of the products on the show, if you want to make yourself a really cool tube bracelet, then the stainless steel square, not round. Oh, I worry the lobster clasp will break at some point. I typically put the lobster clasp onto a jump ring. I would prefer not to. Oh, whoa. Let's see. Oh, are you saying that you are afraid that this will break or that the leather will break, Beverly? But I do I can go either way, but honestly, it depends for me on the thickness and the quality of the leather because one thing I've noticed is that because you know you work with leather a lot, some leathers that are thicker, let's say like the 1.5 to the 2 millimeter, sometimes the ring is best, but I honestly, for this Kanza, I would probably tend to put the ring, like you mentioned, because it is a coated leather, and I would be afraid that you know the clasp would like discolor the leather. I don't know. It's just a thing that makes me feel better. But the I've got 3 minutes. But if your clasp, like let's say the clasp, boom, the spring falls out or it gets destroyed. The neat thing is, it's fixable because all you have to do is just cut this part of the clasp off, and then you can wire wrap another clasp on, or you could use one of those really heavy duty like stainless steel jump rings to get it on. So the nice thing about it is if the clasp itself breaks, it's definitely recoverable. So that's really nice. Let's see. Will we have class? You know what? Uh-oh. Yes, ma'am. Class will go on 4th of July. Let's see, or add a macrame slide. Yes, Adair, that's the other option. Yes, there will be show next week, 4th of July. God, fireworks, like, I'm not going to miss it. No. I will be here. So send your stuff in, guys, if you have anything, because I love. It's always a treat seeing what you guys send in. But yes, the show will go on the 4th of July. Let's see. Oh yeah, Adair mentioned that you can. Let's say your clasp breaks, you can do the macrame slide down, which is another option. That I've got 45 seconds. That I didn't cover today, but I do cover it in a lot of my other lessons. So if you go to my website and you could there are links to some of the past JTV lessons. And I have gotten a couple of emails from people saying that the link doesn't work. Okay, what you need to do is clear the your browsing history, and it will fix the problem. So anyway, guys, that is today's show. I hope you learned something. If anything, that really cool, like melt the knot and slide that bead like right on top of it. Anyway, thank you for joining today's show, and I will see you guys on the 4th of July. Bye.